Here we are, experimental show. Get ready. We've got some cool stuff in the mix. I'm Michelle. There's Jake, and you are watching the experimental show. Okay, today's thing is some cane. Jake's got a little torch there. He's sitting on a stool. You can see how he's heating it up. And I'm going to take the hot glass and put it on here. I wanted to do a technique. And check it out, we sped up the video for you guys. So there are some sections that are gonna go in fast speed so you're not waiting for the whole thing. What I did was pick up some cane and now I'm adding some color. Do not worry, it's gonna slow down. This is just kind of the stuff we normally do. So we're trying it out. Let us know in an email, shoot us an e-news, let us know if you like that format or comment below. But okay, I picked up some cane. It's on the piece of glass. Jake's gonna bench blow and it's blowing out a little funky because all the colors have different hardness of them. So some of them wanna blow out fast and some of them wanna blow out slow. So I'm gonna do a little bit of shaping here and go back and forth. What I'm looking for is just a cup, and we're gonna do this thing called changing the axis of it. So right now there are straight up and down stripes, and I'm gonna change the axis, and something really cool happens when we do that. So these are reds and browns and yellows in this cup. We're gonna use a torch to create a little hole in it. Now these colors are like, think 70s fashion, oranges and browns, super cool, super cute. A little bit too hot right now. But what we're gonna do is create a hole with the torch right here, and then a blowpipe is gonna get attached to that. Then we're gonna do some more shaping and switch the axis of it again. So because the glass is so molten, you see I flip it back and forth and Jake is helping me make the hole. I'm gonna use the tweezers, go in and tweeze that hole into it. Now this piece is super fun. I'm really happy with what's happening, but I'm concentrating on this whole part, and I actually let the piece get a little too cold. So this is my first attempt, but you are gonna see a second attempt with this. So the tweezers dipped in water. Do not stick to the hot glass so that I can make this hole, and the hole is perfect. We're ready for the next step. Oh, this is great. And then kaboom. Oh, you don't see it, but what happened is I hit the bench and the piece went flying. Boo-hoo. I'm so sad. I really love the colors, but you know how we roll. Never say never. Here goes the next one. So Jake is heating up those little bits of cane in there again. I go back in and I pick up the canes on the side of the piece, blow into the mold, make them stick nice and good, and then we're gonna do the same thing. The cool part too about the experimental shows is that, let's push those pieces aside, those broken pieces. But during the experimental show, if it didn't work the first time, we're like, okay, what do we wanna do different? How do we need to improve on this? So this one is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna try a different technique with the torch, and instead of tweezing it, I'm gonna blow it out. So continue to shape it. I really like the idea of where Heather can move it, fast forward it. Wah, wah. Speedy, 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 speedy. I like using the wooden tools. Those make it, allow the glass, when you take that second gather, to heat up that core gather without sucking too much heat out of the piece. Blowing through the tube is how you expand the glass. And then this time we are gonna use the torch in a different way. Kind of the same idea. I am gonna look for the perfect spot. And in that perfect spot, that's gonna become the top of the cup, and the other side will become the bottom of the cup. The other thing that's a little tricky about this is you have to leave the piece thick. So probably just as well the first one bit the dust because I was forgetting, oh yeah, that's part of the trick. So Jake, again, is using the torch. We flip it back and forth. And this time I'm gonna blow the glass. I'm gonna put some air down the pipe, and when the glass wants to blow, it's gonna push out the hottest area. And that happens to be right where Jake is torching. So this worked really well. Again, I haven't done this in a while, so it was a good, oh yeah, this is probably how we did it. It'd be much cleaner. So the blowpipe is going to go where that hole is. We're going to switch the axis of the blowpipe. Jake is getting a small bit of glass. I'm making sure just that little mouth opening is nice and hot. And we're going to stick it on. So straight up and down. Then the reheat is going to have to close the hole that was coming off my bench. So this is kind of cool too, to practice things this way, small, get the hang of things, figure it out.
So Jake's gonna help me out. This process takes a little bit, and I asked Heather and she's like, yeah, I can speed up the video, but it's probably better if we just take this opportunity to talk. So here I am, your local school teacher. This is an Italian book. I don't even know where we got this, long time ago. In fact, so old, the pages are starting to turn yellow. But it's a great reference. This is one of the things I really like Italian glass, and they're kind of known for their pattern making and their coloring. So you've seen us do stripes on vessels like this. What I just did was put a piece like the punty or the blowpipe this way, so my stripes are gonna go different. It's called reverse access. Now, torch workers can do this a lot faster and easier. Most glass blowers don't do this because it's very, very time intensive. But I chose a couple of these pages because they all have this different glass technique. So there are many things in here that are cool. See if I want to show you another one. Another piece that Jake might do when we're done is this. It's two different styles of glass joined together in the center. These are the same color, but we can do different colors to show you the technique. Not so easy. In fact, it's really difficult. But on the table here, what I did was just take some of our scrap colors. I just picked like-minded yellows, reds, and oranges so that they were all stiff colors. If I took, say, orange and blue, which are complementary, and tried to use the blue, this is super soft, this is really stiff, they'd blow out completely different. So what I did was keep colors in the same family. So my point is to show you that there's so much variety, there's so many techniques. This cane right here is all the same color, was pulled all at the same time, but it's different thicknesses. So if I wanted to make something with these, I would choose these three because they're similar and skip this fourth one where the pattern's a little bit different. And the reason I do that is because the cup's gonna look very uniform, or the vase or whatever I made with all of these, and look super cool. But you put this one in and it's like, what's the accident? Like, what happened to that one? You could do another color pattern and then it very intentionally be a different something or other, but I don't like how that looks. I don't like how the white would look in there. I would want something just like this. So there's many layers of setup to this, and we'll talk about that in some future shows with some of the glassware that we're making. And on that note, he's ready.
All right, heading back over. See, this does take a while, so Jake was putting it on the blowpipe, pushing it in. It's a little like manhandling. These pieces are much better when they're done thick. It's not typically how I blow, so that was a little frustrating to be like, okay, leave this thick. So we got Jake blowing it, and I'm gonna make a cup out of this. And I'm gonna put a little base on the bottom of it so it's like a cool rocks glass. It's got this nice solid base on the bottom of it. So by reversing the axis, it didn't make stripes that are like a spiral trail. It kind of stretched the stripe out. And again, you will be able to see this if you come to the Glass Academy, but now we're actually filming these videos in a way that at the end of this video clip, you're gonna see the finished piece. So that's something new that Heather came up with that we're working on, and I'm pretty pleased with the results of that. And I think she set some of these to music too. So instead of just blowing, now there's all kinds of fun stuff added to this mix. So I'm kind of showing it off there. Again, you can see it's oranges, but the color, see how the color is kind of spread out? It's doing like little U's and stuff. It's pretty cool. So the hot glass, this is the foot. When glass is sticky, it's nice and, or when it's hot, it's nice and sticky. So this will be clear. And I'll just attach that to the bottom, and then we'll pony it up and open up the top. These are pretty cool in vases, patterns like this. You can get really super, super colorful on them and do all kinds of cool things with them. But one of the tricks is training your team to understand the movement. If we were to do large vases and do this all the time, everyone would know the steps and how to do it. But when we experiment, we're trying different things. So there's always some like, oh, let's do it this way, or this could be better, or we could change this. Back to the glory hole. Love the fast speed. Wah, wah, wah. Wish I could do this in real time. So now it's just a matter of heating up that top. This is the Sophietta. This will help puff it out a little bit more. The cup is still nice and thick at the top, so the Sophietta allows me to puff some air into that and get it to open. It's really nice weather in the glass shop these days. This is like the perfect weather to blow glass in. Loving every minute of it. The finished cup will go into the annealer, the cooling oven. There it is. Super cute. I really like how it turned out. Will there be more of these in the future? You bet. Here comes the little Glass Academy logo. I'm going to talk to Jake about it, but I think I'm going to do this one as a giveaway for the VIPs in an upcoming show. It might be a giveaway. It might be on a special VIP table. We were talking today about how we want to do this, and I think this would be a really cool item to offer to the VIPs. Finished cup. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. There's our GA logo on the cup. Thank you for watching the experimental show here on YouTube. We look forward to seeing you again in the future.